Hello, beautiful stars. Welcome to today's reading. Alright, so we are doing a fun reading today. So, as the title states, we are asking if you were a Greek god or goddess, which god or goddess would you be? Looking at your personality type, your archetype, your god archetype, your superpower, in addition to the powers that each of the god has, and then also your interaction with the mortals, with society and humanity overall. All right, so we have 4 piles for you to choose from today, and we will do it intuitively as to not bias you. So pile 1, and all the piles here have a bracelet with it, and I'm going to show you the bracelet and then tune into your intuition. Take a nice deep breath. When you open your eyes, see which one calls out to you, which piles or which stones or bracelet, and then go to the description in the description box to find your piles, and then your readings will be there. But let's show you your options now. So pile 1, you have lapis lazuli as your bracelet here. Pile 2, you have fluorite. Pile 3, you have an agate with a combination of different stones for each of the chakras. So there's a multitude of them here. Okay, and for pile 4, you have tiger's eye. All right, lovely stars. Once you tune in, go to the description and find your piles, and I will see you in your piles. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. All right, your shuffling took a bit of time here, but let's see which god or goddess that you chose. Ooh, okay, we have Thanatos with death. Okay, so you're a god. It's all about reorganization, transformation, shifting paradigm, changing worlds, breaking down what is old to create what's new. Yeah, it's the power of chaos and destruction into creation. Okay, let's look at a bit more of your personality in regards to that. Wow, okay. My head is spinning. Wow, the anima mundi. Okay, so your characteristics and traits, yeah. I think we, just mentioned changing worlds, paradigms, multi-dimensional shift, planetary shift. Interesting. Alignment, generational. Yes. Also, with the lapis lazuli that you've chosen, the ability to see beyond worlds, to see beyond duality, right? To really see beyond lifetimes as well, generations and eons into the past, and perhaps foresight in the future too. So very strong god you've chosen here for pile number 1. All those who have chosen pile number 1. Anything else we need to know about your personality here as a god or a goddess of death and transformation on a multi-dimensional level here? It brings not only a necessary component and perhaps a coerced change sometime, but I see illumination and also transformation, as we mentioned earlier, but some form of illumination with that transformation, almost kind of like very hermit's vibe feels like in the tarot card there. Okay. So yes, the power of Thanatos in general is death, and then ferrying souls from the mortal realm into the underworld, putting finality to ending and conclusions, to give rebirth anew in a different realm. But let's see what other characteristics and traits you have. That is the characteristics and traits associated with Thanatos. But let's see what other traits and powers come up here. So we have crossing. We just talked about the psychopomp aspect of ferrying souls into the underworld here. Yes, so same idea here with the power of transformation I see here with the rain and the purification and the enlightenment. I hear like you have to get wet in the process in order to experience and to know. It's as if to go through life untouched or unscathed is to never really experience it. But that's why your power, if you were a Greek god or goddess, choosing Thanatos here, you are kind of like the encouraging god or goddess for people to immerse in the experience that they have, opening to them to new ideas, new horizons, new windows, points of view, transforming them, illuminating them, and then just getting their feet wet, experiencing life. In addition to helping them cross boundaries and barriers, and then crossing in the more broader cosmic spiritual sense in terms of generations, in terms of dimensions, in terms of aspects and transformation from one state or phase or life to another as well. Fascinating power. Okay, and then we also have sanctuary. Okay. Yeah, you give, it's in, I hear like solace and comfort. So if you were a god or goddess of the Greek pantheon here, especially being death, Thanatos, death itself, or the representation thereof, it's giving solace and comfort and sanctuary, helping those crossing into acceptance, right? There are those who, when they are passing, they are not quite ready to move on from their mortal life. And part of your power is in helping them recognize that, or making that transition easier for them. Perhaps you do this on a regular basis as well. Your energy is tuning in for a reason. And it's crazy because, excuse me, the synchronicity here is crazy. I had no idea what these cards were before I pulled them, but to come up as crossing and sanctuary, that giving peace and guidance and solace and comfort from one state to another, whether it's you're helping people transition into older life and into death, literally or in actuality, or transitioning and going from one state to another, giving them kind of comfort with where the new place that they need to be at. It is an amazing power to have, a power of guidance, and then giving them enlightenment and a bright light or aspect that will rain peace on them too, is what I'm hearing. Kind of midst of sanctuary in the midst of the thunder of the storm. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, especially with the anima mundi here, the soul of the planet. But I'm picking up a lot more transcendent vibes here with crossing dimensions. Incredible. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the last aspect here of how you would interact with the mortals. Or your interaction with people in general, humanity and society. What is your dealings with them. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, I'm hearing two things, teacher and prophet. Okay, and then we have the Seven of Cups. Okay, helping people with their lackadaisical nature or ambivalence. We have the Six of Pentacles. Charity work. We have the Eight of Swords. This is the story of Andromeda here, which we'll talk about in a second. Okay, we have the Five of Swords. We have the Nine of Swords. And then we have the Hierophant, Chiron with the Great Sage and Tutor of Heroes. And I was already getting Hierophant vibes right here with the Three of Pentacles in terms of teaching and knowledge. So yeah, your interaction with the mortals here or with society, it's quite clear. If you were to be a god or a goddess of the Greek pantheon, your interaction would have been to guide the people, to well, like we mentioned already, giving them solace and comfort, especially in their times of need, in their times of doubt, in their times of confusion. The story of Andromeda here, she's stuck in this position, and eventually Perseus comes to help her out, but she was stuck in this position in the sense that her father had to give her up as an offering to appease this monster. But anyway, she comes, she waits, she couldn't move, she couldn't do anything until somebody had to come and give her a hand and break her free. So for your ability interaction with people, you do a multitude of things here is what I'm getting. First and foremost, you are a teacher. You are a teacher in so many sense of the word. Perhaps some of you are literally teachers, or you're teaching some kind of profession or field or some sort of guide. And it doesn't have to be, it can be literally a teacher, but it can also be a guide, right? Like a, say for example, a shaman or a mystic or a wise man or wise woman. Even a librarian could be a teacher, yes. But a lot of teaching is your strength and your power here in terms of helping people. And then also, like I said, mentioned in a couple of these cards earlier already with the energy, is charity work, helping people with their ambivalence, helping people with their minor disputes. Some things that come across could be like counselor, like a marriage counselor or a psychiatrist or psychologist or something like that, or a mediator of some sorts. And then helping people out of their mental struggles as well, especially with the swords coming through here. So yes, you are quite an amazing god or goddess. That for those of you who've chosen pile 1 here, such a fascinating energy and what you would do with the natural talents you are already given. So go forth, continue spreading your amazing abilities and your powers as a god or a goddess of the Greek pantheon, in terms of whether you're helping people with moving transition and transforming from one phase to another, or being just a teacher and resolving disputes and helping people with their regular daily life, or helping people on a cosmic interdimensional level. Absolutely wonderful. All right, pile 1, that was your reading. If you liked it, enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. I'm wishing you a wonderful magical day whenever and wherever you are. Take care of yourself, shine ever so bright, and I will see you next reading. Bye, lovely stars. Hello, group 2. Welcome to your reading. Okay, so this is the god or goddess you've chosen if you were a Greek god or goddess. This will be the personality traits or archetypes that you embody. These are your powers in addition to the power that the god or goddess already has, and how your interaction with humanity would be like. So let's look at your god or goddess here. So we have Kore or Persephone, more commonly known. Okay, a lot of hope is what I see. Yes, so of course not Pandora, but yeah, it has to do with hope, fertility. I'm also hearing. Yeah, so like giving. So for those who don't know the story of Persephone, she's the daughter of Demeter, and she was kidnapped by Hades to go into the underworld, then which she became the queen of the underworld. But she was also known as the goddess of spring because when Demeter, her mother, went to search for her and strike up a deal with Hades in terms of having her return to the world for part of the year, when she comes back, that is the time of spring or rebirth. So yes, hope, fertility is the energy that's primarily coming through. And what you bring about, if you were a god or a goddess of this archetype. And let's look a bit more into the other energies or archetypes we have going on here. So we have the Destroyer. Okay, I'm feeling getting very Hades vibe here. The power to reconstruct, to begin anew is what we're getting here. Okay, and we have the Queen. Yes, the Queen of the Underworld. Did not see this card coming. Okay. But I see here making light of the dark. And what does that mean? It's making the best out of whatever position you're in, which is what Persephone went through. As we told the story there, when she was kidnapped by Hades, she was, well, the mythology is not entirely clear, but she was either offered or made to stay in the underworld, but more about the significance of her situation is finding the best out or making the best out of her situation, because she embodies that, she steps into that queen energy, and that is primarily what I'm getting here as well. For most of you, you are a god or a goddess. You would be the kind of the type that would make the best of your situation. If what is the expression? If push comes to shove, yes. Or if you had your back pushed against the wall, you would know how to turn the situation and make the best of it. Because there's a couple of Persephone cards in this major arcana here. The first one starts out with the Fool, but the one the Spirit had me chose was the World, to include in the shuffling process. And there was one with Hades as well, with the Lovers. But yeah, out of those three depiction of Persephone, Spirit had me chose this one to include in the shuffling process. So it's making or stepping into queenhood, or more so making or stepping into the position of whatever you're getting into, whatever you, for some reason I feel like you are a budding god or a goddess if you were of the god pantheon. Excuse me, because I feel like a lot of you, also the crazy synchronicities here with the the light in the darkness here coming through. That's just crazy to see. Yeah, first deck that Spirit had me choose 2 cards for this pile. Anywho, off the tangent and synchronicity, which is amazing. It's about stepping into your power and making the best of the situation. Whether you feel things are tumultuous or quote unquote destroy, you can always from the ash rise like a phoenix, and bring forth something new, bring forth something fertile, something resplendent, something reborn anew. Yes, like reborning, stepping from one position and being coerced into a situation and then coming out of that situation anew. The best example I have, I don't know why work is coming through, but somebody who's really good at what they do, but their boss switched them to another department, and then it's maybe out their comfort zone or not what they're used to, but then adapting and adjusting to make themselves the best optimal functional candidate in their new department. Okay, amazing capability here, because you have an internal queen already, or internal brilliance already to your aspect. Yes, it's just a matter of clearing out or getting the clarity within the confusion or the darkness or whatever situation there's going on. That's why we also have fluorite coming through for your stone here, stone bracelet, because fluorite indicates the clarity and clearing up, kind of like block spiritual as well as mental stagnant energy, and allowing your mind to have more clarity about everything. Okay, let's look at your abilities here in addition to what Persephone brings, which is fertility, after a season of winter, cold, or staleness. Yeah. Okay, so the other abilities you have is lineage. Okay. Tapping in to be free. Okay, and then we have opening. And then we have seedling. Interesting. Lovely synchronicity here as well. So lineage, a bit more backstory into Persephone. Some mythologies say that she is the daughter of Zeus and Demeter, and it was actually Zeus who not persuaded, but kind of told Hades that he could just kind of go and snatch Persephone away. So it's all related in the whole lineage there. It's kind of weird. Yeah. But anywho, just tying that with a little bit of the lineage there. We'll get more into this in a little bit. But we see the synchronicities coming here too, with opening and seedling. And it's like going from one phase, one window into another and starting something anew. One path that is coerced into something anew. It was very interesting for Spirit to choose this deck for abilities, for the godly powers. But so far they've been coming out amazing in terms of their messages. So the other thing about opening is Hades' chariot from the underworld, like just kind of open up from the ground. That's how he came up and snatched her. But then the seedling is her starting her life anew here with being in the underworld. Yes. So your abilities is to begin afresh anew, but taking, like we said earlier, with the best of your circumstances and your situation. Perhaps that's what's going on for most of you choosing this pile right now. There's some sort of either like a prolong or a progression of something, some progress, or some lineage, or some karma, or some sort of relation to the past or something former that has been going on, and then finding a new light on it to create something better out of it. Like we mentioned, finding the light in the dark, or the messiness of the situation, or what supposedly has been destroyed. So yeah, for some of you, that's literally in terms of lineage, in terms of past karma, in terms of ancestors. Others of you, it's reviving old projects, or old even abilities that you have not touched or thought of for a while, and then making some new light out of it. It's a lot of bringing clarity to your power and abilities, and the goddess you've chosen here. All right, let's look at your interaction with the mortals or humanity. So we have the blank note. Literally, this is an extra card in this deck, and it's literally a tabula rasa. It's a blank slate, a blank note to write and to create something anew, a new seedling. Wow, okay. Okay, we have the Knight of Swords with Perseus, Layer of Medusa. I hear adventures on the horizon. Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles with the Demeter statue at Ulysses. Speaking of Demeter, coming through especially for Persephone, yeah, with her mother and lineage here. And then also bringing the apple of something new, something fertile. Because Demeter was the goddess of harvest and grains, and abundance and fertility. Okay. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. And then last but not least, we have the Three of Wands. Sorry, Two of Wands. New Horizons. Okay. Very specific message coming through here for some of you. Talking about birth and fertility, and lineage and all that. This reminds me of Hera, which is the goddess of motherhood, and fertility. So that's coming through too, and also beginning a new journey, a new horizon. So for some of you, whether you're adopting a pet or having a child or starting a new project, there's something new that's being birthed that will give you a new sense of adventure, or a new sense of renewal or rebirth, to create a seedling, something new. Yes, we keep on getting a lot of the repetition of the message of newness here from something previous, and then a blank slate to start anew as well. Several messages coming through here because this is a general reading. For some of you, it will be, like we mentioned already, a birth, a new child. You're welcoming into the family, a new pet. And then for others of you, it will be a new project. Yeah. But how your interaction with humanity as a whole here, it's helping teaching people that process of rebirth and beginning anew again, or looking at things from a different perspective, or looking at things from a reborn perspective, from a fertile perspective, from a blank slate kind of perspective, and teaching and guiding people in that sense. I feel like a lot of it has to do with your personal aspect and growth right now, but that's certainly something you can expand and relate to each other. That's what it is. It's not necessarily a teaching of these things. It's more so people will relate to you, and people will, in their interaction with you, be able to kind of almost like through osmosis pick up these skills, these newfound revised vision of the world or their situation, and then making light of it, and bringing clarity to whatever confusion and fog they may be going through. Wow, okay. Yeah, expanding people's horizons and views, and then giving them a new sense of rebirth and adventure. Absolutely wonderful, Pile2. So that was your Greek god or a goddess, with all the powers and interaction that encapsulates that. So go forth, rearrange, recreate, rebirth, reclarify, and begin anew. Begin new projects and new adventures for yourself. Because, yes, Spirit Heavy chose this card here. We have the totality and the completion of the world. All the things that one has gone through, just to begin with a new blank slate. All right, Pile2, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. I'm wishing you a wonderful magical day whenever and wherever you are. Take care of yourself, shine ever so bright, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, lovely stars. Hello, Pile3. Welcome to your reading. All right, so your bracelet was the multicolored 7 chakra ones. Let's see who your god or goddess is. Okay, we have Hera with the Hierophant. Oh wow, okay, I'm hearing Empire. So Hierophant usually tells of the teacher, but I see strong, getting very strong boss vibes coming through here. Kind of very head honcho, queen, king of the cup, of the hill vibes here. It's yeah, no wonder your energy is all encompassing. It's like multi-generational. Yeah, wow, very strong here. Yeah, very multi-generation, very multi-structure industry, I'm hearing. Yeah, so if you were a Greek goddess of the pantheon, you would be Hera. Yeah, a lot of people have a lot of respect and at the same time fear of Hera, due to her wrath, but also her benevolence when it comes to fertility and wisdom and teachings and guidance, right? It's like, it's literally the typical energy of what you would pick up from a boss. It's like, yes, you find them to be very guiding, very helpful, or like, you know, boss, CEO, head honcho, you name it. Yeah, very guiding, very teacher-like. But at the same time, they can also be a bit intimidating and scary at times. It always makes you feel like you're a kid and the school teacher or principal kind of vibe there. Okay, yeah, let's look at the other indicator of your energy or personality here, and then we'll look at your powers in addition to the powers you already have with this very authoritative, leading, guiding role Yeah, and then we'll look at your interaction with humanity, so the mortals, later in here. Okay, so we have, ooh, the Anima Mundi. Okay. Okay, so what I'm getting is sound vibrations dispersing throughout society, or like kind of how like echolocation goes out from a bat or a dolphin, and they know precisely where everything is. But that's just an example to show you what that's like. But for your energy, it's more like pervasive, like pervasive sound waves that resonates and fluctuates outward. And that's the energy we're getting here with this Anima Mundi, which is like the soul of the world. So it's that kind of magnanimous presence from your goddess here, from your goddess. Okay, and let's see, we have the empty room. Yes, okay, and then we have Thanatos. Okay, so Thanatos is death. And interestingly, if you picked up on pile number 1 as well, then I would not be surprised. Don't want to say anything more to bias you, but yeah, if you were back and forth between pile 1 and this pile 3, then yeah, you might want to check out pile 1, because definitely both of these energies are similar here, but different in their own way. And yours here is, you have this very powerful authoritative sense about you. It's like you can put people in a corner or in the lockbox or the empty room if need be. It's like, and what that means in terms of energetic wise is like, you know, and how to draw and define your boundaries very well. And people do not dare to cross that boundary because they know the repercussions of doing so. No one would be foolish enough in general, but of course, you know, some people will always kind of make mistakes. So, but when they do, yeah, they will get Hera's wrath. It's when we're coming through here. So it's like your boundaries are very clear, you know how to draw them, and you make sure that people know them as well. And at the same time here, yes, because your presence and your knowledge and your wisdom and your power and your authority, you can pick up and sense on everything all around you very easily, whether it's through the connections you have and talking to the people you know and getting, it's like you always have the information. It's like nothing escapes the boss. Yeah, it's like whatever people talk or say or do, you will know of it because of your resources and your connection, if not more so on an intuitive level. If not more so on an intuitive like sense, where like a spider on a web would be able to feel every vibration on that web. So whatever occurs at any instances of the web, the spider would know, and you would be the spider. Okay, amazing. Yeah, so that talks about the power of your resonance, your boundaries, and also your sensitivity and your knowledge in terms of knowing what and where everything is, and who as well. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of the powers you have in addition to this authoritative figure here. So we have Voyage. Okay, 2 messages coming through here. And then we have Vespers. Interesting. Okay, so for voyage is two things. For some of you, the I'm hearing the crown. What heavy is? How's that saying go? Heavy is the burden of wearing the crown, like something like that. So you long for some sense of break or voyage or kind of relief or something, a new sense of adventure or something to spark or ignite your passion again. Something fun, something that takes you away from your regular routine and duty. Because running an empire, running a civilization is difficult and challenging and tiresome. It's a lot of responsibility, right? So being in the head honcho, CEO job position, not job position, job management or management of many peoples and many lives and companies and industry, it gets tiresome and then you want a break from that. So that's one message. And the other message is that you are an expansive thinker. Similar to how the empty room here, when you are put yourself in a corner, it's like your mind shatters the limitations and the boundaries and the borders, because you have every and all types of keys at your disposal, just because of the nature of how expansive and sensitive and pervasive your sensitivity and your mind is. It reminds me of the movie Divergent. I don't know if some of you have seen that, but it's that kind of mind. It's like there are people in society with a certain mindset. Some people are laborers, some people are thinker, some people are jokers. Yours is the divergent kind of mind. It's like, well, you don't fall into any category because you can fall into every category and you can break all categories. And the other aspect here that ties into this sensitivity and interconnectedness, the Vespers is kind of like the thinning or the hour in between that where light sets at dusk into night. It's like that sliver of time in between. And it's that imperceptible moment of silence that is the transition, almost like the slightest shift or limbo between dimensions. Is how what's coming through and how I would describe it. It's that perception and that perceptibility of the ability that you have is the reiteration of this here. That is part of your power, that sensitivity we talked about. And it's crazy how all these random cards have the synchronicities that match up with one another. Yeah, Spirit chose very wisely on these decks. It's amazing how it's depicting and coming through here. Yes, so the power to break boundaries, the power to draw boundaries and limit things and put people in their places, and also having them recognize that. And then the incredible power and perception and the perceptibility of knowing and sensing everything to an expansive multi-dimensional level, having your resonance peak out there, and just kind of picking on everything so finely is the best word I have for it. Quite incredible. All right. All right, Queen Hera here. Let's see how your interaction with the mortals would be, with humanity. So we have Knight of Swords with Perseus, Slayer of Medusa. Find out how it's falling here on Voyage. Okay. And being reminded of the story of... Interesting. What's coming through here with Medusa and the punishment of Medusa. Okay. And we have the Six of Cups. Yeah, I feel like this is part of you and your personality and your interaction with others. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands. See the power coming out here. Okay, and then we have the Six of Swords. We have the Emperor with Zeus, god of the sky and ruler of all gods. Actually, I want to put this here. And last but not least, we have the Queen of Pentacles with Artemis, goddess of the hunt, wild animals, and nature. Wow. Okay. So, interestingly, I think a good portion of you are not in your position alone. Let's first talk about the story of Medusa's punishments here. It was, well, there's a couple of versions, but yes. So we'll tell both versions so you know of both versions if you don't know of it already. So Medusa was a devotee of the temple of Athena. But she was a very beautiful and attractive woman, and she's supposed to be a devotee of Athena with being, virgin-like and of those qualities. But what happens is Poseidon was so attracted to her just because of her beauty. He ended up raping her in Athena's temple. And the two version goes is that in order for Athena to kind of protect her, she turned her into a gorgon. I mean, that's why I say mythology varies, because in some stories she was already a gorgon, or a woman with all the snakes in the hairs and the ability to petrify or turn people into stone. And in another version was with the punishment where Athena thought that Medusa defiled her virtues and her promises and her vows, and thus turning her into a gorgon. Yeah, the first version was in order to protect her from future men and advances and things like that, and she turned her into a gorgon for protection, and the other version was punishing her. So what I'm getting here is there's two messages here. Wanting a sense of adventure, voyage, like we talked about already, and the other is, yes, this is the wrath that people can incur if they ever cross your if they ever cross you. How that comes about, we do not know, but it's not a line that it's a reiteration of your authoritative state here, and almost your unbending position and iron kind of fists here. Because going to that other aspect, this is how your interaction, how people perceive you. But the other aspect is that, like I said, I feel for some of you, you are partner, or you have a partner that's very strong in their presence, seems very authoritative, almost perhaps intimidating would be the right word. Yeah, not necessarily aggressive, but certainly intimidating as well. Because funnily, Hera and Zeus are a couple, and it feels like that's what the energy that's coming here through is. People, for those of you who are partner or linked up, the position and the status of where you are at, people do not want to mess with you, or because they know they will incur the wrath of your partner or whoever that is in your close inner circle, that are just as as assertive as you are. Yes, that's how we say it. Um, yes, so you, perhaps your inner circle as well, are very tight-knit and can appear a bit intimidating to people at times. So they know where their limits are and they don't cross that. The gentler side aspect of Heron here that's coming through with your interaction with people, it's being that kind of guiding role, right? The Hierophant, like we talked about, the motherly role, the teach you and guide you and lead you on your life path kind of way. And also carrying people away from, yeah, so like here you are, here's your guy, partner, circle, of close relations, and then other people, like moving them away from dangers, teaching them. It's more so strongly what we're getting here. It's the that famous of saying, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, but teach him how to fish and he'll eat for the rest of his life, saying. It's that kind of energy that's coming through here. It's your ability to teach a little bit different than the Pile 1, like we mentioned, there's a correlation with Pile 1 earlier, but your ability to teach is very kind of essential skills, very expansive skills. Yes. Very, yeah, it's like you're giving them essential skills that they need versus opposed to, say for example, here's like two different kind of teachers, right? You would be teacher B, and then teacher A, it's like more like encouragement, wanting the kids to grow and learn how they want, and you're more like the teachers, like, well, this is what they need to learn in order to like grow up and get successful in life. Whereas teacher A is like, oh, let them cultivate and do what they want to do, see and explore what they want to do. And then you're like the teacher's like, well, no, they need to have these steps down, these lines down. It's a very more direct but very well-meaning intention kind of way of teaching. Yes. And let's look at the last card here. This tells me of that not only that extrasensory perception that we've already touched on several times here, it also a sense of purity is one word for it, but a sense of standard and integrity that you hold yourself to. That's why you are the Hierophant as you are, or the teacher or the firm teacher that you are, because there are values and standards that you definitely hold yourself very high to. And that's why it comes across as Artemis here, with very direct, very poignant, very precise, yes, kind of energy. It's like that quality of that standard. It's like, I'm gonna teach these kids the best quality so they become the best successful version of themselves in their adult lives. Wow. Okay, pile number 3, Queen Hera here. Yes. So amazing skills, amazing perception, sensitivity and perceptibility that you have here. And yes, no one would dare cross your path. I certainly would not. Yeah, being in whether if you are actually in a position or not, right? Your energy is so astounding that it's like it just has this natural bearing of authoritative or authority to it that no one would dare cross it. Yes. Wow. Okay, my respect to you. Alright, Pile3, that was your reading. If you liked it and enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. I'm wishing you a wonderful magical day whenever and wherever you are. Take care of yourself, shine bright, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, lovely stars. Hello, Pile4. Welcome to your reading. Alright, let's see what god or goddess you've chosen. And you have the tiger's eye here, and as well as your personality, traits, attributes, archetypes, your powers, and your interaction with the mortals or the humanity. Okay, so you have the star with Aphrodite. Okay. Oh, you are like beloved, like an actress, like a movie star. Something about fame and well, fame and fortune, but also fame and being the spotlight here. It's a sense of natural beauty and charisma coming through here. Lovely, yeah. Starlet on the scene. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at a couple of your other personality traits or archetypes here. We have Apocalypsis. Okay. Okay, and let's see what else we have. Let me see what I'm getting here into it, because I do not remember what this means. We'll look it up in a little bit here. Oh, fire, passion, flame. I, being in the center of attention, having all eyes on you, like a flame, like attracting moths, or like, yeah, a flame, a bright flame, a bright light. That's primarily what we're getting intuitively. I don't remember what apocalypsis means. I'm going to look that up in a little bit, but yes. Like a flame drawing things to you, like a magnet attraction, having all eyes on you. Okay, and let's see what else we have here. We have Kairos. We have eyes again. Oh my god, that's crazy. We have 2 cards out of the, I don't know, 500 cards in that deck. And both of them have eyes in them. But Kairos speak to us of time and divine timing. So, oh, your stardom to fame. Interesting. There's another message in here. There's a rise to your stardom or to fame. For some of you, it has not occurred yet. That's why this message is coming through. But I see like this brilliant, radiant, vibrant, yeah, all the spiral of like this flower unfolding. It's your rise to fame. The time has not yet arisen. It's somewhere, I feel like in between here, almost like to the zenith of this time here. Where this is waning time, this is beginning time, and then something else underneath here. But yes, your rise to fame has yet to come. That's a very specific message coming through. But yes, attraction, timing, part of your personality traits. Yeah, it's drawing that attention, drawing that attraction. It's primarily what I'm getting here. And we got an extra message with the Kairos here. All right, let me pause the video real quick to look up Apocalypsis, and I'll be right back. Okay, holy cow, that is mind-blowing. So, like I said, no idea what this means. And then we were talking about rising to fame with divine timing here. And, and we heard rising star earlier. Apocalypsis means revelation, uncovering. So your revelation and your reveal is coming. Yes, it's quite an urgent and pending message. That's why Spirit's bringing through part of this reading. But yeah, so being the flame, attracting eyes, attracting views, whether it's on social media, some platform, YouTube, or something else, rising to stardom, to fame in the world, It's on a grander scale, perhaps even. And now another message is coming through. Something that perhaps some of you have desired or thought about, or it's in the back of your mind, but now it's also kind of creeping up. It's like there's two groups coming through here, interestingly. For some of you, already knowing and wanting to get on that path of getting noticed in the world. For some of you, it's not really in your vicinity of attention. So like you're not expecting fame or fortune or fame or just recognition in general. So it has never even crossed or surfaced in your mind, or has always been in the back burner of your mind. Okay, now they're pointing out. So that's why Tiger's Eye is coming through. It's your spotlight and moment in the sun. Tiger's Eye is a lot about power and recognition, and your solar plexus shining brightly with your own personality and your own traits. There is a little bit of balance in there as well. So Libra, for some reason, is coming through. Yeah, so the star is associated with Aquarius, but Libra is also coming through, or perhaps an air sign. Anyways, that was a side note coming through for some of you out there. But yeah, some sort of recognition, fame, beauty, just the naturally splendid, magnificent nature of who you are, just being this beautiful star that just naturally draws and attract people to you like moths to a flame, but in a positive way. Okay, let's look at some of your other powers here besides this beauty and attraction and this natural vibrancy of magnetic energy that you have. Okay, so we also have creation. Ooh. Creation, what you wish, what you want, manifestation is coming through here. Literally reaching into the realm of the void and the depths of the cosmos and of the dimensions to bring forth the actualization of what you want. Also noticing how the spiral and the star here, holy cow, the star here, and this is kind of like a spiraling motion of her spiraling into this creation or this wish of either stardom or fame, or wanting to be known for whatever reason here, whether it's to be known in the world, or to not be known for a creation, or be known for something that you did or are going to do. Wow. Okay. And the next ability is the Forgotten Place. Naturally goes very well with who and what you are. And then we have the Oasis. Yes, these two go together quite well. Interesting. This kind of ties into both of this energy. Let's speak to this energy first. So you have the power and the magnificence and the radiance to strike electricity, or what's the best way to put this? To strike vibrancy into everything. That sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? Is to you can naturally with oh my god, I just noticed something. Oh my god, do you see the pose that these two women are in? Oh my god, I am mind blown right now of the images Spirit is using, the synchronicity of these decks. They are literally in the same position, overlooking their right shoulder. Holy cow, that is a crazy synchronicity. Thank you, Spirit, my god. And the eyes here as well. I am totally mind blown right now. But yes, no, it's the ability to use your natural vibrancy and magnetic energy, and your beautiful, radiant, vibrant light and star energy to kind of stir the best words that's coming to me. It's kind of like electrifying what's stale, what seems morbid or dead or old or not exciting, kind of like pouring rain into the desert here, right? Yeah, no, but it's a lot more than that. It's like electrifying the water. It's bringing it to life. It's making it alive. It's making it resplendent. It's bringing stardom into the night. Yes, in the deep and darkest of night, where everything is quiet and dead and gloomy, is the best analogy I have. I know it's not like that, but but bringing that brilliant light into the night and electrifying the air and stimulating the air, yeah, it's one of the other abilities you have if you were a god or a goddess of the pantheon, the Greek pantheon here. And so that ties into this message, and let's talk about this magic ability with manifestation. Yeah, literally being able to tap into the mysteries of the universe to literally manifest and create whatever wish you want to come true. Master manifester here, even on a subconscious level. On a conscious level, yes, you know how to create actively, but on the subconscious level, you can create almost intuitively, just by putting a few steps in place, and you know. It's like that's how you create, because the moment you think of it and you have those steps in place, you know that the wheels of motion are gonna fall like dominoes, and it's all gonna take its natural effect here. Talk about dominoes, it's like you know that once you set it all up and then you knock one piece over, you don't have to do anything else for the rest of the steps to take care of itself. The power of a natural master manifester here. Wow. So far your reading is mind-blowing me, God number 4 here with Aphrodite. Yeah, absolutely incredible, especially getting with the power of the sun here, with the solar plexus and Leo. Leo is the associated sign, well, one of them, with the tiger's eye here. Yeah, with the power of the sun. Okay, wow. Let's take a look at how your interaction is with other people and with humanity and the mortals here, if you were a god or goddess. Okay, we have 3 of Cups. Yeah, knowing how to have a good time. Very strong Libra energy coming through here. What else am I hearing? Rabbit energy. It is the year of the rabbit as well. Okay, we have the 3 of Swords. This is incredible. And for this card to fall right underneath here, that's beautiful. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups, Hera, the goddess of marriage, and the Queen of all gods. Okay, and then we have Dionysus. Okay, the Fool with Dionysus, the god of wine, party, and pleasure. This goes right along with that. You know how to have a good time, pile number 4. You are the god of merriness, mirth, beauty, starlight. You know how to turn a morbid situation or a stale or dead situation and electric shock it and revitalize it with energy, and to make, even in the deepest, darkest depths of night and the most challenging circumstances and aspects, to make something beautiful out of it. I mean, look at this gorgeous sculpture here. It's like usually you see in most tarot cards it's depicted as the Three of Swords like piercing into a heart. But none of the swords are piercing anything here. And instead they're very well aligned into this beautiful, gorgeous sculpture. This is almost like, could be like Aphrodite herself and her lover Adonis here. One of her lovers. But yeah, you are very self-satisfying, knowing the pleasures of life, knowing how to beautify and cultivate yourself. And then, yeah, like I said, knowing how to have a good time and knowing how to share that happiness with people, knowing how to, just by being the natural magnetic beauty that you are and the starlight that you are, people just enjoy your presence. Like, yeah, like I said, like a flame that just lights things up and attracts people. Your resonance is naturally incredible that way. It's all we have to say for it. So the only thing, yeah, to do is to wait for your stardom to fame. For some of you who are waiting for it or wanting it, its time is in due course. And you're almost near there. You're like almost right here, and this where your stardom is. So it's really close, really getting yeah, there. But there's nothing else you need to do. You're just this magnificent star that people are so drawn to, and they love to be around and love your presence. Wow. Yeah, like a star in the oasis. And revitalizing what is stale and dead, or turning any situation into something beautiful or pleasurable. Wow, totally mind blown by this incredible reading, pile number 4. So pile number 4, that was your reading. If you were any Greek god or goddess, that would be the goddess that you would be. Quite a magnetic goddess. Alright, Pile 4, if you enjoyed that reading, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already. I'm wishing you a wonderful magical day whenever and wherever you are. Take care of yourself, shine bright, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, lovely stars.